Thank you for plugging into this Family Life News podcast, streaming issues-driven, family-focused news.
Welcome back to another edition of Hometown Heroes on Family Life. I'm Mark Webster, and this week's guest is Kevin Keeley of Spring Creek Lavender Farm in the Oneida County village of Remsen, which will host a Thrive Marriage Weekend this summer.
When we opened the farm originally, which was about 5 years ago, one of our intents with it has always been for it to be a place where people can experience both rest and restoration. And we've really found through having the public come just the ability to kind of sit back, relax, enjoy the things like flowers, the horses. We have baby goats during the summer, and just being outside just really allows people to kind of breathe and let go of some of the worries and troubles of life, even if just for a brief moment. But we really wanted to start moving into some intentionality with different events and experiences, in particular, some different ministry type of settings. So I've done some work with Chris Bruno, who's out of Colorado. He does a lot of work with men's ministry and some intentional fathering ministry, as well as different marriage work. And through some of the different stuff I've done with them, as well as some other people that kind of walk in his circle, my wife and I attended a marriage event back in December, and just really found it to be really powerful and helpful for our marriage. And then a lot of the work that I've done with Chris has just been super helpful and helped us communicate better and have more trust and tune into each other better. And so I was talking with my wife, and we talked about, well, what if we did an event up here at the farm where people could both come experience the farm, but also grow closer to one another in that experience, and through the facilitation with Chris and his team that are going to be up here.
So it's called Thrive Marriage Weekend, I believe. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Thrive Marriage Weekend, or you might see it called Thrive Marriage Experience. When you think about your marriage, right, and when you get married, you have these kind of wonderful dreams of what it's going to be, but we often all hit hard times as well. At times, marriage might feel more like survival, but how can we move through those times and move towards thriving in our marriages? And in particular, how can we understand who we are as individuals and who we are as couples, and what does it mean to both honor one another and honor God in our marriages, and how do we learn to love one another more like Christ loves us? We really want it to be an experience, so we'll have the sessions that Chris and his team will be doing, but there'll also be intentional time just on the farm. We're going to have lunch catered in. You can spend time just with your spouse enjoying nature. We have a butterfly house and goats and a pond you can sit by, so that during those moments in between sessions, you can digest and connect with one another.
It sounds like an ideal setting for it. So you actually went through this experience. So what did it wind up meaning to your marriage in terms of making it more Christ-like?
Yeah, so really helped us to, one, build more trust, and two, understand who we are, understand where maybe we have either individually or in our marriage, strayed from or moved away from God, and how can we become attuned to the needs of one another and to really know and care for one another as Christ did. So how can we bring additional kindness and compassion into that? Christ's love is sacrificial. So how can we do that and live that out? And it can be challenging, right? We often, look at, how does this fit for me, or, but really being able to tune into one another, and really also just my personal relationship with Christ and the growth that I've experienced through understanding the different places that I've been and understanding how I view different things, and really how Christ wants us to view ourselves and our relationship with him. That in turn, has had a large impact on my marriage. And that's why we wanted to do something up here, because it's been powerful for us, and so we believe it'll be powerful for others in helping move people towards a more Christ-like marriage.
That's Kevin Keeley of Spring Creek Lavender Farm in Oneida County, New York, which will host a Thrive Marriage Weekend, August 11th and 12th. For more information, go to thrivemarriageweekend.com and get $25 off of registration by entering the coupon code FamilyLife. Please join us again next week as we search for your home, your town, your hero. It's Hometown Heroes on Family Life.